this movie's already peak Minecraft. #1 selling game of all time, you know? Now, this movie said so much with so little. You may think it was just a brain rot pump cash grab movie, but no siree. Behind the rare pink sheep drops that I still have gripes about, the corny dialogue and the nitwit villager love story, this movie, it spoke some truths about our modern day society. Now, some of you normies or parents who took your kids to see this movie, you know, might not understand the hardships of your first night in the craft, dare I say. Trembling in fear as zombies bang at your door, or trying to negotiate with your homies on the Discord chat how to storm a woodland mansion. Then these annoying prick Endermen, they just get in the way when I'm just trying to get some carrots. But maybe you can play along to the tune of our main man, Steve here. Steve. We all know Steve, right? Main character Steve. Or are we the main character? Anyways, Steve. In the beginning of this movie, they drop you in there, they dump all this lore on you. I mean, like, they lay it all out. Like, first we open up the story with the iconic blue protagonist, and he is in this mode, a young boy who yearned for the mines, but barriers kept him from achieving his dreams, so he had to slave away at his boring dead-end job, until one day he had enough. He was like, I'm done with this. He must seek his fortune, and took to the mines, where he found his craft, his Minecraft. There, Steve was finally found a world where anything he dreamt of was in the palm of his hands. But even in this paradise, where he found companionship amongst a little doggy, and the golems, the villagers, and I really totally understand why he did a lot for his little good boy Dennis. He also found those who oppose his creative aspirations. For there are those whose sole job is to destroy creativity because they themselves were never allowed to create. Malgosia, our seer antagonist, who once had dreams of her own, to dance for all the nether to see, but in a system that forces those to prioritize greed and gold, and to be punished for their creativity. With her piglin army and big chunks, she sought to punish anyone who dared to aspire for anything more. Because if she couldn't have her dream, why should you? It is as if the devil himself be jealous of the Lord for his ability to create life, while he can only punish and corrupt. And as many of us feel the ever so heavy weight of those who bring us down, we turn into the thing we despise. In a system that constantly pushes you down, we also feel the need to push more down, and to never let that creativity flourish, to let the inner childlike wonder die instead of being nourished. Calm your words, for it is rain that grows grass and not thunder. Which brings us to the duality of our two siblings here, Natalie and Henry, in the real world. Before a few of our main characters make it to the realm of the craft, stories leading up to each characters' intentions are shown. Natalie and Henry, two siblings, exiled to live in a small podunk town with a house like Napoleon Dynamite's. And with the loss of their mother, Natalie immediately must assume the parental role, not being able to experience the joy of youth, and left to protect the only family she has left. Expected to get a job working for a potato chip factory, trying to teach boomers how to post on TikTok. And because of her responsibilities as an adult, she at times finds herself not understanding her brother, but can relate to our other character here, Dawn, who is also trapped in this endless cycle of the side hustle. Together, these two find ways along the road to remember their childlike wonder, whereas Henry is just a young lad, a child who wants to wander, who feels like his imagination is being restricted. In a town where math is debunked, artistic expression is frowned upon, he himself yearns for a place where he can feel free to express himself. And after blowing up a giant potato statue and being confronted by Jennifer Coolidge, it spirals a cascading series of events that will lead him to the promised land. And with the influence of our next character, he does make it there. Jason Mimosa, the garbage man, Gary Bobbitt Ferguson. To rewind back a little bit, Garrett was one of our first heroes to be introduced. Riding around in his hot rod, repping the pit vipers, blasting that dirty honey, we see this former arcade gaming champion who is just trying to make ends meet, but lives so deeply in the past he struggles to move forward into a new dawn. with the desperation to keep his former life alive, he has isolated himself, becoming a former shell of who he once was. Until he meets Henry, someone he feels he can mentor to possibly give him some kind of purpose. But what Garbage Man lacks is true friendship, and soon we'll discover that upon taking his journey. And when all of our characters make it to the overworld, Garrett feels the need to be the one in control and lead, because he himself does not have control and doesn't know how to lead his own life. So he masks his fake confidence because he doesn't want people to see his true self, which puts himself and others in harm's way, whether it's burning his mouth with lava chicken or hurting his friends with bucket nunchucks. But when he slowly starts to befriend Steve, a person who knows confidence, knows how to express himself, knows how to be a little vulnerable too, the cracks begin to show for Garrett, and the facade that many others have already seen starts to become more transparent. Along this journey, Garrett learns to face the music, admit he has nothing and that he is nothing. But only then, only after admitting this, can he tear down his walls and rebuild himself from the ground up. And each character in this movie has their own journey they go through to build, to craft the life they want to live. And after a daring escape from creeper farms, brain-melting endermen, zombie jockey ring fights, and the Lord of the Rings style battle between iron golems and piglins, our heroes find that. Natalie and Don find out that life is more than just work and hustle, that there always should be room set aside for fun, adventure, and cherishing your loved ones. Henry learns that there are safe spaces in this life to express oneself, whether it be in the comfort among companions or in a little world created by a man with an idea. And there may be those who don't understand you, may call you weird or different, maybe because they themselves don't understand what they yearn for. But he learns that if he stays true to himself, he can pioneer a new way that can enlighten and inspire others to turn their dreams into a reality. And Jason Momoa discovers that one can't live in the past forever. One must eventually carry on to brighter days. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you've been victorious and how many victories you acquired in life. Because what truly matters, what the true victory is in life, is the friends you made along the way. It is not about the next victor or the last. It is about the journey you take to get there. It's not about completing the achievement. It's not about beating the game. It's about playing the game. The fun, the thrill of the game. And Steve learns that yes, we can spend days, months, and even years in our own fantasy realm, escaping the harsh realities of the outside world for a brief period of time to gain some temporary relief. But sooner or later, you have to touch grass, feel the morning dew between your toes, smell the roses, see the sunrise shining after mining till 5 a.m. and you have work the next day. Although this escape was not for nothing, the time spent allowing your mind to ease, your mind to flourish, your mind to craft, better helps you gain the tools needed to turn your world into your overworld. And that is the beauty, the genius behind this cinematic masterpiece, to teach everyone that it is your life. This is your game. You are the player. You make the decisions. This is your universe to cherish, to love, to be loved, to do, to create, to build, to wonder. 'Cause 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw up the bowlines. Sail away from the safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, discover. And the universe said, I love you. Because you are loved. I can't do this anymore. This movie was cheesy. It's very cheesy. You know, they didn't put cats in the game in the movie. No wonder they kept getting blown up by creeper. Juice out. But damn, they teased Alex. A Minecraft movie to confirmed? Question mark? Another Minecraft movie? Question mark? A what? We about to get the Blocks of Lust storyline. You know, Ronald McDonald was supposed to direct this originally. That would have been an even wilder movie.